Welcome to Our Girl Relationships. On this channel, we talk about problems people face in their day-to-day lives. Let's start with a video.
2 days ago, it was my twin brother's marriage. It was sort of an arranged marriage scenario. And by twin, I mean we are completely identical. And the key to identifying each other is just the presence and absence of a beard. I am the one with a beard, and he is the one clean-shaved. So, other than that, we completely mirror each other. Their marriage was fixed by our respective parents, and yeah, they both agreed to it. It could have been anyone, but I have my eyes on someone else. So my brother, who has a hard time socializing and just being outgoing and more traditional, was hooked up with my new sister-in-law, partly because my parents were worried that he would never put himself out there to actually fall in love and start a family with. But we all knew deep down how much he wanted to have that traditional married life, the family of the American dream, a wife and 2 children. So yeah, that way it had what he wanted, and the friendship and business within the family also grew stronger. The whole marriage thing was done in the morning, and I don't want to sound mean when I say marriage and shit, but I just don't see the point of this thing and just want to have my girlfriend by my side and live life. In fact, when the proposal for the marriage came to our parents, it was for me and not my brother. I feel like a villain for saying this, and I promise I don't want to sound like bragging. The thing with my brother is that he has a very monotonous personality, and honestly, you would get bored if 24/7 a person would want to talk about stocks, politics, and environmental problems. No, he is not autistic, but he just is the loner nerd of the tribe. He has 0 socialization skills, and he sort of lacks having a personality. My parents wanted this marriage to happen. I was never going to agree, so they sort of sacrificed my brother into the family business, but it's not something we have kept hidden from both of them. They know why they got married, and they also know that they are not allowed to break their vows either. Sounds ridiculous to me, but both of them agreed. Like, who wouldn't? My brother may lack personality, but the support my sister-in-law's family would get is immense, and I know my sister-in-law's capabilities as a businesswoman. She never misses a chance. On the wedding day, actually at the reception, my sister-in-law and her friends got really drunk. She was stumbling down and tripping and falling down the stairs. When she was about to fall, I reached there right at that moment and couldn't catch her, but luckily she didn't fall. When I walked down to check up on her, her friends one by one started laughing and leaving with others, telling her things like, "have fun," and stuff. I made it clear that I wasn't my brother, but till then, my sister-in-law is dragging me to the room upstairs, and the force she is dragging me with is impeccable, and if I push her away, she'll get hurt, and I'll look like the abuser in this case. I held on to one of the stone pillars and just stood there with her dragging me and called my brother. When I was about to cut the call, she snatched the phone from my hands and cut it herself, and starts babbling and cursing. I remember her saying how she just wants to hit it off with him and give him some babies just to abandon them all later and run away with the inheritance. I know this marriage is to bring businesses together, but taking the money and running away sounds like a serious problem, and at that moment I thought I should inform my dad about the whole thing. And that woman sure is capable of ruining our whole household, to ruin and do it again. I am just creeped out by everything that happened. I told my father. He brushed it off like, "Oh, she's drunk and can barely walk," and went on with his day. I'm seriously scared about the whole thing, but I'll try updating and hopefully nothing goes wrong. It's happening. She's tearing our family apart. She is doing everything she can do. And for the news, I'm kicked out of our own house right now. I am at my apartment, but I usually stay at the main house. We all sort of live together. We just like the family vibes and just stay together all the time. But that woman kicked me out, and not only that, but she was the one who sexually assaulted me and framed it all on me to look like the victim. Let me tell you what's happening. So 5 months have passed since then, and for 2 months she was the most perfect woman in the world, and somehow managed to make my brother completely head over heels for her. They were just too much into each other, and I'm happy for it, but no, this isn't correct. My brother only hangs out with her and doesn't even join me playing golf on the farm on Sundays anymore because they need to go shopping or have breakfast dates. Like slowly, she started taking our brother on exact days that he used to spend with the family. Then, we're into the 3rd month, and there's no longer our brother anymore. It's just, I get that they just got married and they're in love, blah, 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 but no, this is too much to be in love with. This is just weird, and she needs to back off. And earlier today, she crossed it all. When I told her about some business matter that she should stay away from, she started getting mad at me and telling me how I have no knowledge and is mansplaining her, like literally in front of the whole office and investors. Like after the meeting, she comes to my cabin, talks about how kind of an idiot I am and tries to twist her fists at me. And then after going outside, she starts crying and telling how I took advantage of her because she went straight to my brother and told him how I pretended to be him and tried kissing her, which literally never happened. And for God's sake, today was the day I had to shave my beard and look exactly like my brother. No, after hearing everything, everyone thinks I'm the bad guy and they all keep on accusing me when I am the one she swung her fists at. It is annoying, and I'm kicked out of my house and I don't know how to clear my name on this. So, this is the 2nd update, and it sort of is better than the last one. 3 weeks have passed, and I'm still kicked out of the house, but I am in contact with everyone, and everyone except my brother believes that I'm innocent. I have evidences to expose that bitch, and not only she is losing her marriage, that the whole family is going broke. They are taking bad losses after losses, and the money we pull is the only reason their business exists. And we are sure that they're going to close sooner or later. And this marriage isn't profiting us that much, so my parents don't care much. The only person we need on our team is my brother. And then we are all good. I'll keep you updated. Okay, good news. We convinced our brother that she is lying. We got footage of her doing the makeup in a shady section of the place of our office building. We got footage of her tearing her own clothes and using some bruise kit makeup for making scars and stuff. And I don't care if I'm suing. My brother is devastated, and my mom has heard her talking about backbitching shit that sister-in-law did against our family. We are people who value family a lot, and this is something that won't be tolerated. The main problem here is my brother and his feeling. He is really heartbroken and has shifted with me to my apartment for a while. We talk and are being vulnerable with each other. He somewhere blames himself for everything that is happening, and I keep on assuring. Growing up, I was the only friend he used to have, and before my place was taken by that witch, I was literally the closest person to him. Not only am I taking my money back and suing, I'm also repairing my bonds and going back to making my family stronger than before. We don't need someone who breaks the family. We just won't tolerate any of it. This will end soon enough, and I know we'll go back to being the best friends we were before, and I'll support him throughout his heartbreak because it is his first one, and I need to repay for all the heartbreaks that he was with me through. Sorry I don't come online often, and yeah, I see lots of texts asking what business we run. We have a mining business, and my sister-in-law's side has a similar business, but of a smaller scale. They used to work within the States. We're allowed to do overseas trade up to some extent. Now back to the actual update. Yes, we actually sued them, and they are divorced, and she also got hit with a defamation case with no prison time because we can't let our family name down. And as she was a member, she carried some weight. She is good as gone from our lives, and my brother is so much better without her. The company declared bankruptcy, and they have promised us to slowly pay the money back, or we sell their personal assets. We are good at dealing with people like these, so don't worry much. My brother is taking up therapy and is dealing with his introvertedness better. He now doesn't need me around much in the parties, but handles people on his own. He's been seeing this girl he actually liked, and they pretty much hit it off. My girlfriend and I are getting married, and I will be stepping down from my business positions as well. We have saved enough, and now it's time to see the world and spend the rest of our lives together. Sometimes I open Reddit instead of Netflix. Netflix really should take notes and bring this shit to life. Phew, this marriage was meant to doom anyways. Like, no one remains happy if they are always after money, and honestly, OP is kind of a I'm better than my brother kinda AH. Like, what do you mean he has no personality and that sister-in-law is just an evil incarnate? Accusing someone of something that heinous?
Next story.
Me and my siblings are obliged to massage our dad every night. Back when we were younger, we didn't really mind to massage him since he was usually not at home and only comes home during weekends and vacations, when me and my siblings were not that busy with school. Due to the pandemic, my dad lost his job, so he's at home every day. My mom and dad are now operating our food business and drive to the next town on our motorcycle with mom every day. I understand that it can be very tiring because he's the one who always drives and cooks in our business. Since he's becoming old, he has more body pain, and as usual, we massage him at night. Here's the deal. He wants us to massage him before he sleeps, like in a pampering him in a way. He did a roll call of us upstairs, and we got to the bedroom to massage him. When he doesn't do the roll call, or we don't go upstairs voluntarily, we don't massage him and he just sleeps. Sometimes on nights where we are working on our requirements, we tell him that we're busy and the deadline is before midnight, so we can't massage him before he sleeps. And when we do that, we are now brats, who are disobedient and ingrates. I tried explaining to him that we could still massage him after we finish our requirements, but he reasons out that the time we use to massage him could also be our time for resting, which me and my siblings does not consider as rest in any way. We also tell him that we have to finish our requirements first to meet deadlines, but he wants us to prioritize massaging him. There are nights when he just says okay, but we still have to massage him after even if we're tired. As someone with anger issues and a loud voice, there have been times when I explain to my dad in an angry way, so I know that I have been disrespectful towards my dad sometimes. I also want to add that there are days that we can't massage for 3 days straight since we're preparing for exams or reports, and he just lets it be. Last month, I was very busy on my report and I slept at 6 a.m. already. I still have online classes at 9 a.m. And my dad kind of woke up, so he was asking me to massage him. My eyes were hurting from looking at the screen too long, and my hands were tired from typing all night, but he still wants me to massage him. I told him no, and that I'm tired and I could always just massage him the next day, and he just says, I will remember this time when you did not obey me. I remember crying myself to sleep because my mental health can't take this kind of treatment. So, AITA? Hello, OP here. I would like to clarify some things that are misunderstood by some commenters. First of all, the act of massaging our father is not related in any way to any sexual activity that some of you imply. Yes, I acknowledge those who tell me that what we do is not normal, but there is absolutely no sexual connotation. My dad just has body aches, feet, shoulders, back, and hands, and he really wants to be massaged. Second, me and my siblings are already young adults, 19 to 21 years old. Some are concerned about sexual abuse against minors, but this is really not the case. Also, we do have a massage chair at home, but it really doesn't do much compared to our massages. I'm told I always get where it is really painful. Third, my mom also asks for massages, but less frequently and less demanding. My mom runs our food business with Dad, and her hands get tired too because of handling raw and cold meat, so she really can't massage my dad. Please stop saying he has a wife for that kind of stuff because it is a bit misogynistic. I also want to thank everyone who expressed their concern and are urging me to take action against the abusive acts of my dad. I'm currently overwhelmed from the amount of response that I'm getting, so I don't really know what to do. The only thing I wanted from this post was to know if I was wrong and if I was an a-hole or not, especially since he gets fatigued from working hard to provide for us because of this pandemic. I'm taking my time to read each and every one of the comments. I hope some people refrain from concluding things that may be far from the context. I can be a bit sensitive and still get hurt from some comments about my dad. Yes, I still love my dad. Love-hate relationship between father and eldest daughter kind of thing. Still, thank you for your concern. That will be all for now. I'm still thinking on what to do, and I may give an update once I know what to do. Again, thank you all. I am so sorry about your father and the way he's treating you this way. I'm sure the massage is not the only scenario in which he forces his absurd rules on you, and if you don't agree, then he makes you out to be a brat or bad child. NTA, he needs to hear no, and that you are not a bad child, but he is being a bad parent by treating you this way. Thank you for your comment, and to be honest, I don't really know who's really at fault or not with all the shit going on in our house, but mostly it just boils down to us being disrespectful, and that's it. Absolutely NTA. This stinks like enmeshment from 100 miles away. Your father is an entitled, authoritarian a-hole with zero regards for your needs. And boundaries. This is not a normal parent-child relationship. Stand your ground as well as possible, and I think you'd benefit from looking into therapy ASAP. Even if that means after you move out. Growing up with this kind of lack of respect and boundaries feels normal now that it's all you know, but it can really mess up your mental health in the long term. I do actually stand my ground. That's why I'm regarded as the hard-headed, ill-mannered daughter. I started talking back to my parents when I realized their type of parenting and their behavior when we were growing up. Still, our boundaries are not respected, and verbal abuse really messed us up like this.